Okay, good evening, everyone, and thank you for your patience in working with us to allow Mr. Denton and Mr. Roulette to get here. Per board policy, we do have 5 speakers this evening. Our first speaker will be Augusta Obenfun, and then our second speaker will be Robin Heavner, and our third speaker will be Lauren Schreiner. And then our fourth speaker will be George Jesquire. And then Ethan Purnell will be our final speaker this evening. They will be speaking to non-agenda items. You all will be given 3 minutes. Mr. Denton, the Vice President, will keep track of your time, and he will just tell you time when it's up. So, but we'll call each of you up to the stand. So.
Jerry, join me.
Got it. Call the meeting to order. Please call the roll.
Ms. Roulette?
Yes.
Mr. Denton?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes. You'll probably need to call Mr. Cockrell, just to reflect in the minutes that he's in attendance.
Mr. Cockrell?
Okay. Next item will be the moment of silence led by our Board Vice President, Mr. Jerry Denton.
As we begin this meeting, let us pause for a 60-second moment of silence to reflect, meditate, pray, or engage in other silent activity. Thank you.
Okay, our next item will be our Pledge of Allegiance. It's going to be led by our special guest this evening, a 5th grader from Vandiver Elementary, Lucas Maxon.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Attention, salute, pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good job.
Ms. Janet, you want to set him up at the podium so we can ask him questions? I'll just have her. I just want to have her here. Okay. Lucas, thank you very much. Are your parents here this evening?
Yes.
Would you please introduce them for us?
My mom is Audra Maxon and my dad is Nick Maxon.
That's right. There you are. Yeah.
Lucas, you did a great job. Can you tell us your favorite thing about school?
My favorite subject is writing.
Okay.
Awesome. What do you like writing about?
I just like making stories.
Nice.
I like it. What do you do outside of school, hobby-wise, or? Soccer?
Soccer, mom says
Soccer
soccer.
player?
Yeah.
Thanks, Mom.
It's hard to
It
talk
is.
up here.
It is.
You did
Yeah,
an
the big
awesome
Full
job.
crowd tonight.
Yeah, you're the first one to do this in a long time. You have a very big crowd, so there's a lot of pressure on you. So, but you did a great job this evening. We want to thank you for being our
Thank you.
special guest.
Yep, proud of
Thank
you.
you.
Mr. Perry, you want to get a picture with Lucas?
Oh, yeah.
Lucas?
You want a picture?
One more time.
Go ahead. You got to get your picture taken. I'm sorry. I forgot to
Almost
tell you
forgot.
that.
Dad's gonna come up and get a picture too.
Great job, Lucas. Okay. Very exciting item here. Our next items are the swearing in of our newly elected board member, Miss Debbie Taylor. And I believe Miss Roulette will be doing the honors. Miss Taylor, you want to come right out here in front?
All right, so forgive me if I'll go slow, okay?
Go raise your right hand, don't we?
Oh, raise your right hand, okay? And this is the oath of office. Do you, Deborah S. Taylor, hereby declare under oath that you will faithfully perform the duties of a member of the Board of Education of Broken Arrow Public Schools, number 1003 of Tulsa County, Oklahoma, to the best of your ability, and that you will faithfully discharge all of the duties pertaining to the said office and obey the Constitution and laws of the United States and of Oklahoma? I do so. Okay. Here's their loyalty oath now. Sorry. Do you, Deborah S. Taylor, do solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution and the laws of the United States of America and the constitutions and the laws of the state of Oklahoma, and that you will faithfully discharge, according to the best of your ability, the duties of your office during such times as you are a member of the Broken Arrow Public Schools Board of Education? Great. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Ms. Taylor, I don't think they are going to treat you like they treated some of us, but when we first got sworn in, they handed these books and say, see you at your meeting tomorrow. So, but congratulations and welcome to the board. We look forward to serving with you and honored to have you. So our next item will be number 5, will be the board arrange, or the reorg of the board, reorganization of the board. I apologize. So, any discussion? This is where we will assign roles: president, vice president, clerk, vice clerk, and board member. So,
Well, I know personally, I would like to say, I think you've performed exceptionally well in the president's seat, and I know that, it takes a lot of time and commitment, and I know personally that's not something that I'm able to commit to all of that time, and that's part of the rationale why I'm comfortable with staying as the vice president. I do, from my perspective, would recommend Mr. Allen to be able to remain in this seat. There's open for discussion, with all your tenure on the board. No. But, I think that's, and Brandy, I think you've done a great job with being the board clerk as well. I would like to remain in the vice presidency seat for a little bit longer. I feel like, we've done a really good job of building a good team and working together, so.
I would agree, and I know that Mr. Cockrell was in favor of keeping it this way also,
Okay.
having Mr. Allen stay as our board president.
Okay.
I'm humbled.
Well, seriously, you've done a great job, so.
I
So,
appreciate it.
without further, ado, I would, make a motion that we leave the presidency seat to Mr. Allen, leave the organization structured as it is, and welcome Deborah into the board member seat. And that's my motion.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, we got a motion and a second for the reorganization of the board. Please call the roll.
Ms. Taylor?
Aye.
Ms. Roulette?
Yes.
Mr. Denton?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes. Well, I want to thank you all and everyone here. I want you to know that it's an honor for me to be able to serve the community that gave me so much and so much opportunity. It gave my children an opportunity, so many great teachers, just so many great employees that made an impact in my life. And I'm just glad I have the ability to give back to an organization that gave me so much. And I can promise you I'm always going to make the decisions that are best for students, best for our staff, and best for our community. I love Broken Arrow. You cut me open, I'm going to bleed black and gold. And I'm going to do the very best I can to make you proud. That doesn't mean we'll always agree on things, but I can assure you I'm going to do the best that I can to make decisions that are in the best interest of your child, the staff, and our community. So I want to thank you.
Well stated. Thank you.
Okay, next item will be number 6, approval of the board meeting minutes. Do I have any discussion? Would entertain a motion.
All right. I make a motion that we approve.
I second that.
Motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Ms. Taylor?
Abstain.
Ms. Roulette?
Yes.
Mr. Denton?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes. And real quick, just people probably know, but if you don't know, want to know why the new board member is not voting. Some of these items, business took place prior to her becoming on the board, so she is abstaining. She cares, that's why she's here. So.
Miss
Okay, Mr.
Grace,
Perry, number 7.
Miss Grace, I'll have you head this way. There you are. President Allen, members of the board, I want to take a moment to recognize one of our exceptional employees that we have recognized internally as doing an outstanding job. But it's great when our chamber and city sees the same things that we've seen. Amanda Grace, our coordinator of community development, she's been with us only a few short years and has raised $375,000 for the school district. The connections, the relationships that she's made across the city of Broken Arrow has strengthened our school district. She has engaged, she leads the Engage BA campaign, and she embodies what we're all about as a school district as far as in not only engaging our students, but the city of BA also. And I just can't say enough good things about her as far as her work ethic, her professionalism, and her just kind demeanor and ability to build relationships with anybody she comes in contact to. So I wanted to recognize her tonight from the board, let you know the Community Advocate of the Year Award from the Broken Arrow Chamber went to Amanda Grace.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Perry and everybody. I am really, honestly, so honored to get this award, and I get emotional about it every time I talk about it. It has only been 3 short years, but it has been 3 amazing years with this district. I am not from Broken Arrow. So to get the privilege of being able to work for and with the community and engaging everybody that I simply can for the better of our students, for the betterment of our staff, everything we can possibly do to bring our community into our school district really is the goal of my job and Engage BA. And I'm so passionate about doing even more in the next 3 years and the next 3 years after that. I cannot wait to see where our community is with our school district in the next several years. And I'm just really honored to be recognized, having only done this for a few short years. So thank you all so much.
Miss Grace.
Perry, to get a picture.
Miss Grace.
Hey, Miss Grace, you get back up there. We're not done talking.
You can't get away that quick.
No,
I also
no.
want to.
You wanna,
I would like to just absolutely recognize your efforts. I mean, it's been a very short window, but the achievements have been way beyond that. And so I know you say you're not from here, but man, you act like it. And that's what brings it near and dear to my heart is, you know, seeing your passion, having the honor of working with you on a couple different things, but just seeing your engagement. That is, and I undoubtedly, I mean, it doesn't surprise me you get that type of recognition, and so you've done an amazing job in this window of time, and I agree with you. I can't wait to see what you're going to bring to the table here soon. So, I mean, you just continue to do wonderful things, so thank you for your commitment.
Man, I want to thank you as well. You know, as a board, we invited to a lot of things, and it seems like, how in the heck is Amanda at every one of these things?
I know.
And I think your next fundraiser should be find that, ball it up, and sell it for a fundraiser for the district. You have all that energy to be there, but you have so much energy. You do so much, and your passion, I can see it. I've had the pleasure of listening to you talk about it, and just want to say thank you. And we're here to help support you in the next 3 years, and the 3 years, and the 3 years after that. So just want to thank you.
And I would like to say, friend, that there's a reason you're so successful, and that's because you are the kindest and warmest person. And so it just comes naturally. People are drawn to you, and we look forward to what we're going to do in the future.
Thank you.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3, 1, 2. All right.
Thank you, Mr. Perry. Ms. Barber, I believe you're on deck.
Well, good evening, President
Yes.
Allen and board members, and welcome Board Member Taylor and community members. It is my honor, joy, and privilege to be able to introduce and acknowledge our 6 National Merit finalists to you this evening. We are always really, really excited about this prestigious academic accomplishment. Before we bring them up here, I think we all acknowledge that education and the value of learning begins in the home. So if you are a parent of one of those National Merit finalists, would you just raise your hand so we can celebrate you this evening? Daniel O. did bring his dad tonight. I don't know if you remember the last board meeting. So anyway, also I want to celebrate part of the village. Part of the village is our phenomenal teachers that we have in the classroom, not just at the high school, but pre-K through 12. We know we get to reap the fruit of that labor, but that happens, again, starting in pre-K. So I brought with me tonight Miss Brenda Lewis. Miss Lewis, would you stand up? Miss Lewis, this is her 32nd year of teaching. She looks like she's 22 years old, okay? She has contributed to our National Merit finalists. When I hear them talk about the teachers that they love and they learn from the most, I hear all the time, Miss Lewis taught me how to write. And that is such an important skill as our kids are preparing to be college and career ready. So thank you, Miss Lewis, for what you've done. And so what we will do at this time is we will call up our 6 National Merit finalists, and we have a certificate for them. And then board members, I know you may want to ask some questions.
Oh, yes.
So, all right, so Kyle Bergwall, are you in the building? There you are, Kyle. Okay, I didn't see you. All right. Just stand right here. Daniel O. Lydia McNally. Grace Lee. Alexander Kirby. And Evan Cam Regel.
You want to have them line up at the podium, and we can just ask them questions?
Okay.
Mr.
Yeah, you guys-
Birdwell is going to be first.
Okay, come on up, Kyle. Well, then if you guys want to come up.
Good evening, Kyle. Can
Good
you tell
evening.
us maybe what your future college plans are, maybe a special teacher, some things like that?
I'm planning on going to OU, mainly just because they had like the best scholarship for this achievement, and I want to study business and potentially get my MBA. And then there have been a lot of teachers at the high school that really helped and shaped like my my path as I've gone through high school. But I would have to say that Miss Lewis has been one of the best teachers I've ever had. She's really supported me, and she did teach me how to write.
Do you have any special guests with you this evening?
I have my little sister Annika, my mom, my dad, and my grandma.
All right. Congratulations.
Hello.
Go ahead and say your name.
My name is Daniel O. I am a National Merit finalist. What plans now? I think okay. So I plan on going to Washington University in St. Louis. I'm looking to I'm looking to study in biomedical engineering with a possible double major in pre-med, if possible, if I'm feeling brave, So, yeah. My dad's here today, so that's great. And my sister is currently preparing for an orchestra concert that she's about to hold here in about 45 minutes. So yeah. So,
congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, guess I'm up next. My name is Lydia Mcnally. I will be attending ORU, Oral Roberts University, this fall. I'm really excited about it. Major is still kind of up in the air. I'm registered as communications right now. Depending on how difficult classes and stuff are, I'm thinking about double majoring in something in the field of theology, but just gonna kind of see what I like when I get there. In terms of teachers, we don't have all night. Everything from elementary school teachers who took extra time to give me extra lessons when they saw that I was kind of bored in math class, to high school teachers who were always so great about answering emails, helping me with assignments, making sure I was ready for this, when they don't get an extra paycheck to do so. The whole system absolutely aided me to getting here. So thank you to every teacher I've ever had. You guys are all an important stepping stone in this process. So,
special guest.
Oh, mom and dad are back there.
Okay.
Hi, guys.
Hi, my name is Grace Lee, and I'll probably be going to OU or the University of Texas in Dallas, and I'll be majoring in computer science. I came here with my dad and my mom, and also my brother, who's currently preparing to have an orchestra concert next door.
Where's mom and dad?
Where's mom and dad?
My mom's over there.
There they are.
Any special teachers?
Miss Taylor, I don't know if she's here, but she was a pretty big influence. So, yeah.
Great.
Awesome.
All right. Congratulations.
Hi, I'm Alex Kirby, and I plan on attending the University of Tulsa for a double major in biological science and psychology before attending OU Medical School for a medical degree. I'll probably try to specialize in either pathology or psychiatry, one of the two. I'm kind of leaning towards those, but who knows. An influential teacher, third time she's coming up, Miss Lewis. I would probably not be standing here as a finalist if it weren't for her undying support and motivation all throughout both my junior and senior years of high school. I'm joined by my mom, my dad, and my grandpa.
Congratulations.
Hello, my name is Evan Cambergel. Firstly, I just want to thank all of you for having me tonight. It's a tremendous honor. So in terms of colleges right now, I'm definitely considering the University of Oklahoma, but I do have some outstanding scholarships with the University of Tulsa, so I'm kind of waiting to see which direction I'm going to go with that. But no matter what, I'm going to end up staying in Oklahoma, so I'm looking forward to that. In terms of what I'm going to study, I'm really strongly considering electrical engineering right now just because I'm a really big math person, and I see that electrical engineering is definitely math heavy, so I feel like it's going to be a really good fit for me. My favorite teacher, one of my favorite teachers that I've had in the high school is Mrs. Dixon. And it might seem kind of funny that she's an English teacher and I'm really into math, but Mrs. Dixon really ignited a love that I have for writing and for English in general. I've been writing a novel now for a couple of years that I hope to publish one day. It's a mystery novel, so I'm really looking forward to that. And I feel like Mrs. Dixon really equipped me with the tools that I needed to do that. So for special people here with me tonight, of course my mom and dad are here tonight, and I'm so happy that they are. But thank you again for having me.
Congratulations. Can all those scholars, the finalists, come down here and get a picture with Mr. Perry and Ms. Barber?
Turn sideways.
Congratulations to each of you. Congratulations. Okay, next item, number 9, Mr. Shackelford.
Good evening, Superintendent Perry, members of the board. It's an honor for me to be here tonight to recognize some employees, some gentlemen that kind of went above and beyond and have been for our last 2 major winter storms that we've had. I know that it's always our goal to have kids in school, in-person learning, and with the 2 major storms that we had, that we did have to miss a few days of school, these gentlemen worked a lot of hours trying to get all of our parking lots, our sidewalks, our entryways cleared. If you would at this time, would you guys all come forward? I don't have them all here, but if you guys would come up front here, please.
Shy.
We've got, all the way down, brother.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. We have,
Thank you, guys.
actually, we have 48 guys
Thank you very much.
Appreciate you guys.
on our snow team.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, man. Heck of a crew.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, man.
Thank you very much.
It's taken a lot of planning,
Thank you very much.
a lot of coordination, just to kind of give you just an overview of kind of what we do when we watch the weather and we have a winter storm. We have all these guys divided up into teams. We have 36 sites that we have to remove snow or ice from, and you can imagine the miles of sidewalks that we have. And we've, we kind of stockpile all of our ice melt. We've got a lot of equipment that we've purchased in the last couple of years. So we have a good plan, and these guys carry that plan out under the direction of their directors, which is Roger Shepard and Charlie Abbott, and of course David, and kind of coordinates the guys in the trucks with the blades. But this last event that we had was an ice storm, and that meant that the majority of these guys were using a shovel or a scraper to get the ice off, and it was very labor intrusive. In fact, we worked 3 days, about 8 to 10 hours a day, just so we could get back to school on Monday. So our hats go off. We wanted to recognize you guys for a job well done, and just let you know that you're valued and how much that we appreciate you. We've got a couple of certificates here that our board members and Mr. Perry signed. We're going to hang them up and down in each of the plant and at the maintenance, and just so you guys will know how much we appreciate you, okay? Mr. Perry, you want to come on up? And Thank you, gentlemen.
You know, Mr. Shackelford, I know you've been a superintendent, and but for whatever reason, when it snows, I know me as a board member, my phone starts ringing going, are we having school? Like, the board makes that decision. I said, well, no, I'll find out either tonight or in the morning when you get the call. So, but it's the hard work of those kind people that work hard every day and have pride in their job that does allow us to have in-person school. And I know our board prides itself of being in-person school, and we have done it more than anyone in this area. So, but you know, we can't do it without people like them that are willing to put in the hours, and just can't thank them enough. Because I know for me, it'd be a real easy stay home, say no, thank you. But I appreciate you guys looking for ways to have school. So thank you.
Well, one of the things that we talk a lot about is that everyone that works in our school district eventually touches and has a hand with students. And sometimes when you're working at plant ops or in the maintenance department, you just don't really understand that, you know, that I actually have an impact on kids. But we do, and everyone that works in our district does. It doesn't matter what role that you play. And so, you know, that's one thing that our guys have bought into, and they take a lot of pride in this. And so, you know, I'm obviously extremely proud of them. And our next item, can I go right on into that?
Sure.
Okay. We do have a couple of guests that I asked to be here tonight. We have Assistant City Manager Kenny Schwab and the Director of Streets and Stormwater Rocky Hinkle. If you guys would come up. And let me tell you a little bit about these guys here. On our last storm that we had, which was an ice storm, as you guys can imagine, ladies and gentlemen, we don't have the volume of salt and sand to be able to treat 36 sites. So once I was out driving all of our sites, I knew that we were going to be up against the wall and probably wasn't going to be able to get all that done. So I just picked up the phone and called Kenny and said, hey, can you help us out? And he says, I'll call you back. And he called Rocky. Rocky called me within an hour. He said, Larry, how many sites do you have? I said, we've got 36. He said, send me an email with 20 sites and we'll take care of it. And this was while they were doing their own streets and roads in Broken Arrow. So he pulled 2 trucks off, and they just basically spent the whole day of treating nothing but our sites. And, you know, as a school district, we can't survive without great partners like our city. And we just want you guys to know how much we appreciate you guys stepping up and doing that for us. I know Mr. Perry, I know our board really appreciate you guys taking the time out of your busy day to help us when we were in need. And I know it's not much, but it's the same thing that our guys wear. So we want you to know you're part of our team too. Okay? Thank you.
Gentlemen, I tell you what, thank you, gentlemen, very much. I tell you what, it's an incredible.
We're gonna get another picture.
Yeah, a big picture.
You look really good in a hat, Kenny.
I needed to do that. I know Miss Lewis left, but my daughter says the same thing.
Mr. Schwab, we do want to thank you.
Thank you.
You know, those relationships are invaluable, and you know, we look forward to growing those and doing more and more as we can together as a team. End of the day, we serve the same community, so we just really want to thank you for willing to help. So.
You know, I think this is exactly what Mr. Perry and Mr. Spurgeon, you and the mayor envisioned, a partnership and a team. It's a great opportunity. We just have to serve. You have a tremendous leadership team.
I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Okay, I think we got some gold in the room tonight. Okay, Ms. Snyder? Ms. Snyder, I see that young lady in the very back holding something that probably should be at the front.
That probably needs to come up here.
Yeah, we probably
You want to
need
go
to
ahead and
get
bring it up here
that
so we
to
can
the
just
very
stare in awe?
front. Yeah. That's
Mr.
awesome.
Perry, President Allen, members of the board, Mr. Dunn, thank you all so much for allowing us
Put
this
it right
opportunity to to share in a very special moment for our junior high cheer program. Real quick, junior high cheer parents, I know you all are kind of scattered. Can you all just wave your hands? I want to thank you all too for your support as parents, for always pouring into your athletes. I know it's a lot of work, and you all are part of the reason why we have such a successful cheer program here at Broken Arrow. So thank you all so much for your dedication. This past January, our junior high cheer program competed at the National Cheerleaders Association's National Championship in Dallas, Texas. They are the very first junior high cheer team in Broken Arrow's history to win a national championship in the large game day division. Wow. This team, yes. This team consists of 7th graders through 9th grade. And they practice just about as hard as varsity. And I want you all to know it doesn't go unnoticed. I know how hard it is to go from BAFA straight to junior high cheer because it is a huge commitment. And obviously this year you all were resilient, you were strong, you were passionate about your sport, and it paid off. So congratulations to our junior high cheer team. We are incredibly proud of you all and our male and female athletes on this team. Thank you all. And I'd also like to introduce our wonderful and influential coaches, Taylor Williams and her little boy, Riley Bodie, and Kirsten Blood, who is over our entire cheer program. She's in the back. And we also are missing a coach, Dakari Rice. She couldn't be here tonight. She's a University of Tulsa cheerleader. So coaches, parents, athletes, thank you all. Congratulations. I am incredibly proud of you all and appreciate the legacy you're building. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Taylor. I am a teacher in Broken Arrow. I teach 7th grade English at Childers Middle School. And I just want to say how thankful I am to have this opportunity to coach these kids. I know it's kind of hard speaking to you all whenever you may not understand the cheer world completely. I just want you to know that this is a huge deal. It's a really, really big deal, and we're very proud as coaches. They've overcame, coming in from COVID, coming in from all the restrictions, coming in from all the rules that we have to make sure we follow whenever we go on trips. And they have worked more hours than any other team that we've had, and that's really showed. So I just want to say congratulations, and if you do see them, it really is a big deal, so make sure you tell them congratulations as well.
Okay. Hi, like Amanda said, my name is Riley Bodie. First and foremost, we would like to thank the board for allowing us to be here. It's an incredible honor for both us as coaches and the athletes. I would like to say that I think, like Taylor said, this season has been nothing short of both challenging and rewarding. And I honestly can attest that their hard work has really paid off. There were days that we left and, they were like, man, that was a tough practice. And so it's really a great life lesson to get to say, hey, you remember that tough practice? Look at you now. You are the first ever junior high national champion. So without further ado, I would like to go ahead and introduce to you the 2021-2022 Broken Arrow Junior High cheer team. So as I say your name, if you'll walk across, you can go through all the way to Coach Williams, okay? First, we have Aaliyah Garcia. We have Abby Sheehan, Addison Harris, Alyssa Jones, Anna Craig, Ashlyn McCauley. We do have a few that couldn't be here this evening, so I would like to continue to introduce them even though they are not here. That would be Ashlyn Schreiber, and we will pick back up with Avery Boyd, Avery Sanders, Bridget Jennings, who could not be here this evening, Brooke Henderson, Cherish Dixon, Chloe Brown, Faith Dixon, Gracie Shoemaker, Hallie Hogan, both Harley Hoffman and Josie Hickey could not be here this evening, so I will pick back up with Miss Kaden Evans, Cameron Hanna, Carson Wright, Kennedy Maturino, Kirsten Turner, Mr. Kyler Guesquire, Kinley Redidal, Kira McCants, London Duffy, Mackenzie Lewis, Madeline McKenzie could not be here this evening, Madeline Walker, Maddie Calhoun, Maggie Hicks, McKenna Bowers, who also cannot be here this evening, Mia Nanita, Paisley Bryan, and last but certainly not least, Miss Vinaya Huey.
Hey, ladies. Hey. Could you guys bring it down and kind of make rows so that you guys can do a cool picture? Do you mind? Like, you guys are cheerleaders. You know how to get it. There we go. Yeah.
Let's bring the trophy out front.
Put it up.
Bring that out front. There we go. Perfect.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Good job. Good job. Hey, Coach, real quick, where's Coach? Coach, how many participants do you have?
36.
That's awesome.
Man.
How many schools?
Nice
How many
job.
schools?
All 5 middle schools. Thank you.
Great job.
Thank you, parents, as well. It's a lot of commitment from both sides.
What did he say?
He's like, that's true. I know.
Okay, you ready? Come on up.
Good evening.
J-Dex? Yes, sir. It's up to
Good
you.
evening, Mr. President, Mr. Superintendent, members of the board. I come to you tonight not to talk about the energy program and the millions of dollars that we're saving the district together as a team. I'm not here to talk about the wonderful leadership of Larry Shackelford and the maintenance and custodial folks under him. No. I'm here tonight to ask for your approval of a donation of 1,200 owl pellets and 5 educational toolkits donated to the district by Paul Wilson, who is a retired teacher, a science teacher out of Owasso. He's been doing this since the 1970s. He's a leader in his field when it comes to owl pellets. And any questions?
What's an owl pellet?
Okay, I'm glad you asked. Now, in my layman's terms, I've never dissected one, but every night an owl will go out of its nest, fly out and find a tiny creature, and eat the creature. Then digest everything except for the hair and bones, which it will spit out in the morning.
Create a pellet.
And create a pellet. It's a little furry bone burrito. And then Paul Wilson, this guy, he will go all over Oklahoma. He makes sure it's just Oklahoma and barns and forests and trees, and he will find these pellets and he will actually sanitize them and prepare them for the teachers. So all they have to do is pop in the disc with the educational materials and set out the pellets, and they are good to go. And it's really neat. The kids can put together an entire skeleton that's inside this little fur burrito. It's really amazing. So.
That's great.
I like the fur.
And he's been doing this for a very long time.
Yes, sir, since the 1970s, and he loves this. He's even been in a barn that's collapsed on top of him and broke his back, literally broke his back in a barn, and he still goes out. On that disc, there are pictures of him that when he's attacked by an owl and cut up his head with their talons, and he still goes out and does this. He just loves it, and he doesn't get paid for any of this. He donates them, and so it's a really nice donation for the school.
Questions or discussion?
Thank you very much.
He wasn't able to attend. I texted him and asked him, but he's on a cruise, so he's retired now and just goes on 4 cruises a year, and the rest of the time he finds owl pellets.
All right. Any more discussion?
No.
Make a motion to approve.
I'll second that motion.
Motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Ms. Taylor?
Yes.
Ms. Roulette?
Yes.
Mr. Denton?
Yes.
And Mr. Allen?
Yes. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Next, item 13. Ms. Peterson.
Good evening, President Allen, Mr. Perry, and members of the board. I am coming to you tonight seeking your approval for a principal for Vandiver Elementary. So Kim Archer has been filling in as the interim principal of Vandiver since October. prior to that time, Kim started teaching back in 2002, and from 2002 to 2010, she taught second grade in California and North Carolina, and then she finally got wise and became a tiger and came to Broken Arrow. So in 2010, she started teaching at Country Lane Intermediate. She taught there for approximately 7 years and then moved over into administration and served as an assistant principal at Timber Ridge for 2 years. And then she was at Creekwood for 1 year. And then this past year, she was moved to Leisure Park. And then she graciously agreed to fill in that responsibility to become the interim principal at Vandiver. And so tonight, we are seeking your approval for her to fill that position as the principal.
Questions or discussion?
Make a motion to approve.
I'll second that motion.
Motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Mrs. Taylor?
Yes.
Ms. Roulette?
Yes.
Mr. Denton?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes. Is Miss Archer here this evening?
She is here with her entire family.
All right.
And a few of her Vandiver family as well.
Miss Archer, congratulations, and we're going to give you as much time as you need to introduce your guests.
So I have my husband, Brett Archer. This is my daughter, Haley Archer, Charlotte Archer, and then I'm a triplet. And there's the triplets, Brett, David, and Trey. Over here I have my amazing guidance counselor, my fifth grade teacher, one of my fifth grade teachers, Ms. Holt, Ms. King, Ms. Lynn, they are fourth grade teachers. Ms. Trout is a third grade teacher, and then Ms. Maxton, her son who did the pledge today, is a kindergarten.
All right. Congratulations. Okay. Next item will be comments from the public. Again, we have 5 speakers. And remind each of the speakers you will have 3 minutes. And our first speaker is Agusa.
Computer rebooted.
Yeah.
It's been slow.
It's fun when it works on that thing.
That's why I was like, ugh.
And I saw you.
Hello.
Hello.
You may tilt that microphone up just
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah. There you go.
Is this better?
Yes.
Oh, much better.
Then when do I start?
Go ahead.
Right
It's your
ahead.
turn.
Good evening. My name is Ogasa Obefun. I'm a senior at Broken Arrow High School. I've gone to BA for my entire educational career, and I'm here on behalf of the Black Student Association we have at the high school. Racist incidents have happened at the high school and the district as a whole for far too long, with little to no action from administrators. I was the victim of racially motivated bullying for 9 years and was told by my counselor that it was my fault. One of our members, their brother, was beaten up by 6 of his white peers, and administrators did nothing. Unfortunately, it doesn't stop here. Students who are supposed to be role models in the school have also been using racist rhetoric. We have students, members of the Jungle Squad, who have been exposed for saying the N-words multiple times. And Jenna Dunlop, the former superintendent's daughter, not only said the N-word, but was comfortable and bold enough to post herself in blackface. In all of these situations, administrators have turned a blind eye, and I'm here to say that enough is enough. The school environment should be a safe and welcoming space for students and staff, regardless of race. And unfortunately, Broken Arrow Public Schools does not meet that expectation. Racism is a form of bullying, which the district has a no-tolerance policy for, yet they have yet to enforce it. These actions are based on the ignorance and selfishness of the individuals, and changes must be made. The members of the Black Student Association have 3 requests. Firstly, there should be proper repercussions to racist actions made by students, like being kicked out of or put on probation in sports teams, clubs, and honor societies, along with being excluded from senior events like prom and graduation. Secondly, there should be some sort of workshop put in place for these students to complete that teaches them the history of these racist gestures. And lastly, we ask for there to be a Black history class that not only talks about African and African American history in depth, but emphasizes their struggles and triumphs taught by a qualified teacher. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next speaker will be Ms. Robin Heavner.
Sorry, my heart is really heavy after hearing that. So please hear from me. Thank you for speaking up. My name is Robin Havner, and I am coming to you tonight to request that the board consider putting a pause on the upcoming building of the event center that is, I think, in the plans for this next year. So as most of the board is probably aware, we are in the middle of a 10-year bond package. And the way that state law is currently written, with our bonding capacity, we will not be able to go back out and do another bond package until 2034. And that creates a lot of concern for me. Not for my kids, they'll be graduated, but for all of the kids that are coming up in Broken Arrow, that we'll have enough classroom space to make sure that we can serve every one of those children. And so by putting that pause in place, what I'd request from the board and the administration is a comprehensive plan that outlines how we're going to have enough classrooms for the kids as they come up, that we make sure that we can serve all of the kids in the way that our kids are being served right now, that we don't have to have classrooms of 30 plus, and that we don't have to go back to having outbuildings, which was a significant issue prior to the last several bond packages that allowed us to remove those. So I'm not against athletics or engagement or even creating an event center, but just that we have a full understanding as the people who are helping to fund that through the bond package, that the money is being spent in the most wise ways possible. If necessary, taking that bond package back to a revote of the people if we need to shift that money to classrooms to be able to serve all of the kids. 12 years is a very long time to not have additional funds coming into the district for buildings. So that is what I would like to say. Thanks.
Thank you. Our next speaker, is it Lorna? Yes. Schreiner. All right. I won't get in trouble.
It's not usually pronounced correctly the first time, so good job.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Lorna Schreiner, and I'm also addressing the bond issue. I have great concerns about having Sequoia being an 8th grade center. Just by moving kids around, that's just like the ball game, man. You're just moving kids, and you're not creating more class space. Kids cannot learn adequately when they're overstuffed in a classroom, regardless of the age, whether they're in high school or kindergarten. We need the additional school, and if we don't have those funds there, we need to take that back to the people. The people approved for another middle school, not for an 8th grade center. Then you're going to create additional transportation issues, just like you have at the Freshman Academy. We're going to send all those bus drivers that we're looking for, that I see ads up everywhere, to go all throughout the community now to gather them for this site, as well as the 9th grade, then the middle school. That's just redundancy, and it's not solving our problem. And the camaraderie in that 3-year age group are a great connection. My daughter's in 8th grade, and she has many friends that are in 6th grade as well, and that's a good relationship. Let's not keep splitting them up. We need the additional classrooms, and the people approved it for a specific issue, and if it's going to change, it needs to go back to the people. Thank you.
Thank you. George. Okay, help me, Mr. Jesquire. Sorry, it's hard for me to say.
Did I get it right? Yes, absolutely. Thank you very much. Anybody ever wake up in the morning and grab a shirt out of the closet in the dark, make sure you don't wake your spouse, and you find out you're missing a button? I also came to talk about the Sequoia becoming an 8th grade center. I have I have some specific reasons why I feel like that would be a bad idea. Number one is that one of the hardest things for kids to do is transition. And if right now we have a transition from middle school to 9th grade and then another one from 9th grade to 10th grade. But if we turn that one into an 8th grade center, now we have a transition from 7th grade to 8th grade and then 8th grade to 9th grade and then 9th grade to 10th grade. And they're constantly transitioning and never having a chance to really build those relationships with their peers. And I feel like right now where the freshman academy is having a tough time, and a teacher really, Kyler's show choir teacher actually defined it very well. She said they don't have upperclassmen to look up to, and they don't have underclassmen that look up to them to help keep them accountable. And so there's a struggle because they're only there for 1 year, and they don't have the time to really build relationships with staff and other students and things of that nature. Another issue, it sounds like, and honestly, I talked to Mr. Leach a moment ago, and he assured me that he said the school does a very good job of bringing everybody together to make the decision. It's not like it's somebody saying, hey, let's do this, and everybody just runs with it. That we're taking all the options, everybody listening to all the input, and I appreciate that. But I wanted to point out, right now we have over 1,500 7th grade students. If Sequoia became an 8th grade center next year, it has a capacity of under 800 students. So it would have to be expanded. And that would be great. I think that's a great idea, actually. Expand Sequoia Middle School, use it as a hub, because it's the kind of the central middle school. You've got Childers to the south, Oliver to the west, Centennial to the north, Oneida Ridge to the east. That middle school could be expanded and used to help deflect the pressure on all the surrounding areas and kind of be used as a hub. And I know a lot of people see Sequoia, and it's just something I hear rumblings of, that like it's kind of like the lower class school and nobody wants to go there, and it's the rough kids. I've not experienced that. My kids are having an incredible experience there, but it would be really cool to see it become the hub, be the center of Broken Arrow Middle Schools. So that is what I came to say.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our final speaker will be Ethan Purnell.
Good evening. My name is Ethan Purnell. I am a senior at Broken Arrow High School. When reviewing Broken Arrow Public Schools' mission statement that explicitly states their goal is to empower our diverse student body to be college, career, and life ready, myself and other students around our district found circumstances in which this mantra has been insufficient. His name was Max, a name that inspired different reactions and questions from our student body in the past month. These reactions consist of heartbreak, melancholy, and shock throughout our district. However, for those in our district who are a part of the LGBTQ+ community, the circumstances were not surprising. The incidents revolving around his name have posed questions towards the action in which Broken Arrow Public Schools can and needs to take. Questions such as, when will we commit to end bullying not only physically, but socially? When shall we embrace our transgender youth and the publicity of our district for the diversity they bring to our schools? When shall we acknowledge the blatant misinformation and miseducation toward the LGBTQ community in our district that influences bullying? When shall we empower our diverse student body in the transgender community to feel comfortable going to school and not be misgendered, demoralized, and dehumanized? How many more Maxes must it take for Broken Arrow Public Schools to stay true to their mission of empowering their diverse student body to be college, career, and life ready? The answer to these questions lie in the action you choose or choose not to take, members of the board. And only time will tell how many more Maxes we lose before it is time to take a stand against the insufferable issues of transphobia and homophobia in our district. God bless and protect our trans youth, I beg of you.
Thank you.
Okay, that is our last speaker this evening. I want to thank each of them for coming and addressing the board. Our next item is number 15, will be the general consent items. Do I, discussion, or do I hear a motion?
I make a motion to approve.
I second that motion.
Got a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Ms. Taylor?
I approve.
Ms. Roulette?
Yes.
Mr. Denton?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes. Next item, number 48, Mr. Leach. Oh, I didn't even vote.
My system.
Is it accepting votes? Because I didn't.
I voted.
Okay.
I can fix it tomorrow.
As long as you have it recorded, though.
Yep.
Okay.
Hey, excuse me for 1 minute.
You resyncing?
Yeah, it's, hey, Ollie, are you able to come up here for a second, please?
Ollie, did you break it
Ollie,
again?
that's you, and he said now.
We'll take care of Mr. Allen later.
Sorry, Mr. Leach.
Sorry about
Time,
that.
sir.
If y'all want to go ahead and present it, it's just that I can't vote right now, so.
She can take it she can
Yep.
take it old fashioned. Okay, go ahead, Mr. Leach. We won't hold you up.
Reboot it.
Thank you. This evening, I ask your approval to suspend any further efforts to sell the property at 601 South Main, which is directly north of this building, and hold the land for possible future district use.
Any discussion? We kind of give some history, kind of what's happening on this, and, you know, we've had it, like maybe the length of time we've had it up, maybe whoever is in the room that can answer that, but.
I don't have the history to
Okay.
answer that question, sir.
Does anybody sitting on that row know how long we've had it up for sale?
I think about 9 months. Would that be accurate? If I can recall, about 9 months that we've had it up, and we've discussed some items that if the property did sell, that we could use those funds to do some different things. But after further discussion with our new leadership and cabinet, we've decided it's in the best interest to retain that property just for future growth. And we're out of office space here at the PAC and the service center, except for 1 or 2 offices, and then the same thing over in Central and Main.
And we had how many offers, I believe? None?
None.
Okay.
Do you have any?
Anything else, Natalie, you want to add to that?
I believe that the conversation between our agent of record on the property was to lower the price from what was originally listed. And we've had the property appraised, I believe, at least twice. And at this point, you know, we believe with our growth and the future opportunities, it's more valuable to keep it in district rather than accept the price decrease given the location on Main Street and the appreciation of properties surrounding us.
What, do we have any type of penalty we'd be assessed if we do pull it off the market through the broker,
No.
that contract? Okay. And, I mean, legally, we can't sell under a certain appraised value, right? Or fair market value, is that right, from a district standpoint? Or would we have to we'd surplus, I guess it's already surplus.
It's already been surplus, but I believe that it's important to take into consideration the appraised value of the
Okay.
property.
Just don't give it away. Okay. Thank you. Any other discussion on that? I'm sorry. I'm in favor of it. Pulling it. Okay, entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve.
I'll second that.
Motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Ms. Taylor?
Yes.
Ms. Roulette?
Yes.
Mr. Denton?
Yes.
And Mr. Allen?
Yes, thank you. Next item, Mr. Blackburn.
Good evening, Mr. Perry, Board. Welcome, Ms. Taylor. I just bring to you tonight, basically this is the second reading for policy 1140 and 4380. If you recall, this is in reference to a discussion with our attorney to clear up some language in both policies that intertwine with them in regards to assigning a hearing officer. I'm just asking for your approval tonight.
Any discussion?
Make a motion to approve.
Second that motion?
Motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Ms. Taylor?
Abstain.
Ms. Roulette?
Yes.
Mr. Denton?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes. Next item, Mr. Blackburn, number 50.
Yes, the next item is discussion in regards to a vote to approve or disapprove the 2022 and 2023 instructional calendar for next year.
You guys have a committee that's worked on this and feedback, and it's made up of parents, educators, and
Yes, we had a committee, and more importantly, we sent out a survey to our parents and staff, and included students. We almost had about 5,000 individuals that responded to that.
That's great.
So we took that information, embedded it in what our staff, what really they liked last year, and including our parents. I want to say, I don't have that in front of me, but I want to say that almost 3,800 parents actually responded to the survey. Took that information and then also made some slight tweaks in regards to the start of school, based on the fact that we believe that some of the old rules are coming back into play in regards to free and reduce and when you can count those numbers. So therefore, we had to make a slight adjustment of a week. Additionally, in this calendar, we embedded 2 days that we could possibly reclaim if needed and due to weather conditions or some other unforeseen closure. Those are both indicated on the calendar itself. And again, it's the discretion of the board in regards to if we actually do reclaim those because of an unforeseen event.
any other questions?
No, I just would like to you to teach everybody how to get that many responses on a survey, because that rarely happens. So
Yeah.
good going.
I entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve?
Second that motion.
Motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Ms. Taylor?
Yes.
Ms. Roulette?
Yes.
Mr. Denton?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes. Next item, Ms. Enoff.
Good evening, President Allen, members of the board, Mr. Perry. I'm here to ask for your approval to approve our temporary appropriations application with the County Excise Board for the 22-23 school year. The reason this is temporary is because, as you know, our fiscal year closes June 30th and we start brand new July 1. And this allows us to go ahead and budget and to expend funds from the district before our estimate of needs audit is completed September 1, which sets the final legal budget of spending for the district.
Okay. Any other questions? Entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve?
Second that motion.
Motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Ms. Taylor?
Yes.
Ms. Roulette?
Yes.
Mr. Denton?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes. Next item will be moved to executive session.
Whoops, new business.
Oh, new business, we have none. I'm sorry. My apologies. Next item will be moved to executive session.
Make a motion to move to executive session?
Second that motion.
Motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Ms. Taylor?
Yes.
Ms. Roulette?
Yes.
Mr. Denton?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes.